True Media. Hey, check this out real quick. See, some people is like energy vampires. They'll drain you for every little bit of energy you got. And I know some of us may think that we strong and we can take on the burdens and the problems of other people. But I'm going to tell you that like this, even the strongest of the strongest can fall weak and become a victim to somebody that's draining their energy. You got to stay away from negative people. You got to stay away from people who's always taking and draining your energy. No matter how strong we is, and I know some of us, we can endure a lot. We can take a lot. We can take on the problems of the world and we can take on other people's problems. But what I'm telling you is you got to learn how to cut that shit out. You got to learn how to cut it off. You got to learn how to cut people off, especially when they draining your energy, because it'll cause you to lose yourself. It'll cause you to start being lazy. It'll cause you to start thinking like them. And that spirit that they have and that they is possessed with will jump onto you. And you will start thinking crazy. You will start mistreating people. You will start being late for work. You will start feeling tired and overwhelmed and feeling like you can't do nothing because of you taking on everybody else's problems. Be careful with people always coming to you with their problems. It ain't for you to take on everybody else's burden. That's God's job. It ain't for us as humans to be taking on everybody else's burden and trying to save people from their situation. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to let people find their own way in life. You got to let people grow up. You got to let people find their own way. And you got to show them tough love. You got to let them hit their head. You can't keep trying to go out here and save everybody. Because some people is like energy vampires. They'll drain every little bit of energy you got. And you wouldn't have nothing left for you and your family. And you will start feeling overwhelmed. And you will start feeling depressed. And I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of people that's dealing with this stuff. They don't even know that they dealing with it. But subconsciously they suffering. Because they taking on everybody else's problems. And they trying to be there for everybody else. You feel what I'm saying? And if you ain't careful, you will lose yourself. I'm telling you, man. So learn how to cut people off. Cut people out your life completely. If they not coming around you, fulfilling you with positivity and love and good energy, there's no need for them to be around you. Especially as you get older, especially as you mature, you get better. You want people around you who look more exactly like the future that you trying to have for yourself. You can't have people always coming to you talking about negativity, talking about problems, talking about other people's problems, gossiping, spreading lies and rumors. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. A lot of that stuff will have you in a wrong state of mind. And some of us, we done overcame a lot. We done overcame a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. We done been dealt with a lot. And you don't want to lose yourself and end up right back where you left off at because of somebody always coming to you with their problems. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we got to understand, man, we got to do a better job at, who we allow to come around us in our space. Because some people only come around you to drain you, to take from you, to see what they can get up out of you. And if you ain't careful, you'll be trying to save everybody else from their situation, from their problems. And I'm telling you, man, a lot of people is strong. I'm one of the ones, I can take a lot. You might be one of the ones, you can take a lot. But we wasn't meant to take on everybody else's burdens. We can't save everybody. Some people, you got to wash your hands with some people and keep it moving. Even family. Because family, sometimes they be the closest to you, and they be the ones that can, they the closest to you. They can reach out to you and cast all their burdens and their problems on you without you even knowing it. And they know that you love them, and they know that, just because they family, that you gonna give them a chance. You gonna hear them out. But sometimes even family can be a burden. They can be draining. They always pulling something. That you're always pulling at you about something. They always trying to get something out of you. They always trying to get you to go places you don't want to go. They always calling your phone every time they need something. Family will be the worst that do this shit. I'm telling you. Like energy vampires, man, they'll drain you. And sometimes you got to be able to say, nah, I'm not coming. I'm staying home. You feel me? Or I'm not going over there. You feel what I'm talking about? Or I ain't got it today. Real talk. It can be a significant other. Hell, it can even be your kids. But kids get a pass kids get a pass because, kids gonna be kids. Everybody know kids is, they gonna be kids, man. But if they grown, if your kids is grown or about to be grown, man, sometimes you gotta even show them tough love, man. You gotta even show your kids tough love. I ain't about to keep bailing you out of jail. I ain't about to keep coming saving you because if you getting into the wrong relationships out here with people. Your kids will put something on your mind too, how you up at night worried. I ain't about to keep trying to figure out where you at and you ain't in the house by a certain time. See, your kids will drain you too. If they at a certain age to what they can do for themselves, sometimes you got to show them tough love too. Understand what I'm saying? The moral of the story is, man, stop letting people drain your energy. It's a lot of people who giving up on life, giving up on themselves because they overwhelmed by everybody else's burdens, by trying to take on everybody else's burdens. You ain't God. You ain't the Most High. That's God's job to take on everybody else's burdens. We don't have, and as strong as we may think we don't have the power and the strength to just be taking on everybody else's burdens consistently. That's not what we was put here to do. We was put here to be in harmony with one another. All of us supposed to be in harmony with each other. We supposed to feed off each other energy, good affirmations, good vibes. If people come around you bringing bad vibes all the time, man, cut them off. Cut them off. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to end up going back to some shit that you done outran for so long. And it's going to cause you to start thinking and start overusing and overindulging in things that you already done outgrew because you're going to be trying to make up for the pain that you feel inside from taking on everybody else's burdens. You might be an ex-drug abuser and you might used to do drugs or used to be an alcoholic. And now you taking on everybody else's problems all the time and they casting their burdens on you and it cause you to go back to drinking and over pursuing the alcohol and cause you to relapse. Man, people is like energy vampires, man. They very draining and you can't save everybody. You can't. So stop letting people drain your energy. Stop letting people come to you with their problems, putting their burdens out on you. You dig what I'm saying? You got to let people find their way in life. You got to let people learn for themselves because it don't matter how much you try to change a person. If they don't want to change themselves, everything you tell them, everything you do for them is going to go to waste. It's going to be for nothing. People got to want to change themselves. They got to want to elevate. They got to want to get better themselves. And a lot of us is stuck in relationships and we stuck with family members who constantly pulling on us all day long about the wrong shit. Gossiping about other people to us about the wrong shit. You got to learn how to tell people, not today. I don't want to hear it. I'm trying to get my mind right. I don't want to hear it. I'm not in that state of mind. I don't want to hear it. And a lot of us is stuck with people who we love, who that's dear to our heart, who we feel like they got our best interests at heart, and they draining us of our time, our energy, our resources, and they got us out here feeling like life is not worth living. Life is not worth, moving forward with, because we taking on all the burdens of everybody else, and it's overwhelming you. It's draining you. The shit is causing you to think, ways that you normally don't even think. So I'm telling you, man, we got to be careful with this stuff, because there's so much going on in the world. And if you're not careful, you'll be a victim to somebody else who's always indulging in a gossip, or always got something going on. And everybody need a shoulder to lean on. Everybody needs somebody to talk to from time to time. I'm not talking about that. If somebody come to you with their problems and they open to you about it, you might have some advice to help them out with. I understand that. But it shouldn't be all the time, though. It shouldn't be all the time. Because when you know better, you do better. I shouldn't have to keep telling you all the time. I shouldn't have to keep reminding you and warning you all the time about the same stuff. I shouldn't keep having to tell you and warning you about the same stuff. And some people, they will come to you for advice. They will come to you for help. They will come to you for some kind of, support. But you got to learn how to have a limit. Have a limit. Help people if you can. Give people advice if you can. But if you got to keep constantly telling the same person over and over again about what they doing wrong and how they need to fix their life, man, you just got to learn to let them, you got to leave them alone and let them learn on their own. Because it's something about them that's not understanding that until they want to change, until they want help for real, it ain't nobody else can say or do to them or help them with until they want to change themselves. That's what I had to learn. I used to always try to help people. I used to always try to, press and give people the benefit of the doubt. But I had to learn that everybody don't want help. Everybody don't want to elevate. And so until you see a person want help for themselves, and they want to change for themselves, everything you be telling them or everything you tell them is just going to go to waste. People got to want help for themselves. They got to want to change themselves. So stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your resources on people who's just draining you because they know that you weak. They know that you always gonna be the one that get them the benefit of the doubt. Even when you told them time after time again, don't go out with that person. They ain't your friend. Stop drinking. Stop drinking and driving. Stop speeding. Stop hanging out with anybody. You keep telling them time after time again things to help change their situation, but they won't listen. Man, sometimes you got to let people learn for themselves, because it can be draining to you and your energy without you even knowing it. And you wondering why you thinking about putting that cigarette back to your lips. You wondering why you thinking about going back to that bottle. You wonder why you thinking about going back to that weed. Because you is being overwhelmed with people who's close to you, who say they love you, or people you just may know in general, or even the world, even the society and people in general. Man, you gotta learn how to understand. People is like energy vampires. They very draining. Learn how to cut people off. Cut them off. Because it'll do you something to your mind. You feel what I'm saying? It'll do something. It'll damage you. I'm telling you. So I just wanted to hit y'all with this message, man. Take care of yourself and protect your peace. When we say protect your peace, I really mean that. If people ain't bringing you peace or feeding you positivity, cut them off. Straight up. We ain't got no time to be having people draining our energy and our time and not listening. You feel what I'm saying? And not listening. It's not our job to take on the burdens of the world and to take on everybody else's burdens. No matter how strong you is, eventually, you're going to get tired out and you're going to give up. You're going to give up because it's not meant for you to take on the burdens of everybody else, and it's not meant for you to try to save everybody else. Some people, they just not going to be saved. Some people just going to do whatever they want to do. That's just the honest to God truth. Some people don't want to be helped. Some people don't want to change. That's just the honest to God truth. You got to accept it for what it is, and you got to keep moving forward. Okay? That's not your problem. That's their problem. You pray God get them right, and you get out the way. And let God deal with them. Sometimes you got to show people tough love. Especially when they interfering with your peace. So until next time, I love y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all take care of yourself, man. Be careful out here. It's real out here. You feel what I'm saying? Until next time, I love y'all. I'll let y'all later. Peace out.